Hey, today's video is starting out a little different than the way I usually start my videos. In fact, for this particular video, I scrapped the intro and filmed a new one. And I hope you just give me a minute of your time. You know, I don't know, everybody uses YouTube differently. Some people log in, learn how to do something, log out. Some people watch it regularly. Us as creators, we become, kind of friends with other creators, especially those folks that do stuff similar to us, right? Almost in some regards becomes a social platform. So the reason I filmed this intro differently today is because there's a channel, Phil in Florence. Phil and I became friends on YouTube. In fact, I was supposed to go up to South Carolina this year. We were going to do a cook together. Phil passed away of a heart attack this past Tuesday. It's my understanding that he was grilling out, so he was doing something he loved anyway. He was a really great guy, and I dedicate this video to Phil. Now, usually this is about where, the Armadillo comes on and we have a splashy intro, but we'll get this video going in just a minute, this cook with this prime rib. But let's just give a moment of silence for Phil. I've got a 5.6 pound prime rib roast. And for my binder, I'm going to use just a little yellow mustard, okay? And if you haven't used mustard much as a binder, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, the roast is going to taste like mustard. It will not, trust me. Now I bought this yesterday. Bone's still on the bottom here. Just get her like that, okay? Now, let me get this glove off because it's got nasty mustard all over it. To season this today, Plowboys Bovine beef rub. That's right, 4 times American Royale world champion. Okay, if you don't have this rub and you don't want to go get it, then choose your favorite beef rub. But these guys compete, they win. I'm looking forward to using it on this prime rib roast. Okay, so you know the drill, it's quite simple. I'm just going to finish seasoning this guy up. And then we'll work our way over to this Pit Boss Pellet Grill. Now you can see I've got her all seasoned up. Let me get this rub out of the way. I'm going to move this over for a second. What I've got here is a pan and a wire rack. We're going to use this to catch drippings. I'm hoping to make an Au Jus. It'd be a lot nicer if I had a deeper dish, a throwaway disposable aluminum pan, but hey, it's social distancing. We're going to the grocery as little as possible. And I don't have any disposable aluminum pans, so we're going to make this work today. Okay, let me just get this down here. Fire comes up down here. I want to keep it away from the fire. We got our Pit Boss set on the smoke setting, P4. You can see we're running at 170 right now. Mine typically runs between 170 and 180 on this setting. It's been 3 hours, 15 minutes. We're at 122. Look at the beautiful color on that. We're going to get this off of here and make some Au Jus. Now you can see we got very little juice, but I'm going to use what little we have. We can still make an Au Jus while this thing's resting. So you can see I got hardly no drippings from that prime rib. That's the way it goes sometimes. But what I got here is about between a quarter and a third of a cup of duck fat. You need some kind of fat, right, for this. We're just going to let this duck fat melt down real quick. Okay, we got this duck fat melted. I got about 1.5 tablespoons of flour. Just going to get this flour nice and brown. It's been a couple minutes. Now I'm adding 2 cups of beef broth. We're going to bring this up to a simmer. What I've got here, teaspoon of horseradish. We'll start with a teaspoon. We'll taste it in a bit and see if we need to add more. Here I've got about a tablespoon of garlic salt. Oh yeah. Put about 2/3 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Now we're just going to bring this on up to a simmer. And my last ingredient, got a 1/4 cup of red wine. Now, I know some of my viewers do not like to cook with alcohol, so if you don't want the red wine, just leave it out. You don't need to substitute anything for it. For those of you that do cook with alcohol, I would encourage you to add the red wine. It just gives it another level of richness, this sauce. Okay, we're going to bring it up to a simmer. We're not going to thicken it up too much, but certainly more than the way it is now. It's been here about 5-6 minutes. Looks pretty good to me. I did add about another 1/3 of a teaspoon of pepper, and I added another 1/2 teaspoon of horseradish. Okay, so I'm just going to let this cool down a little bit. Let's get this prime rib up here. Let's get on to the taste test. Prime rib's been resting here probably all said and done 15-20 minutes. We got that au jus ready. Going to cut these strings off. I got this new Meissen knife that my brothers just sent me. I've never used it for my birthday. Okay, let's get these strings off. I'm going to remove the bone here that they cut off. Oh, look, they didn't cut it all the way through, but we can do that. Okay, I'll save those bones. We'll make some nice beef ribs out of that. Okay, okay, let's cut into this guy, see what he looks like. Okay, there's a piece. Let me cut off another one here. Rather thick piece. Okay, can you see that in the camera? Let me get it out here where you can see it. Pull it around. Look at that. We have got perfect medium rare. Let me just get it out here. I hope you can see that. I know I'm touching it. Somebody's going to say, oh my gosh, he's touching it. I'm going to eat it, so I can touch it. Okay? There's what she looks like. And then here is that au jus we made. Beautiful medium rare on that prime rib. Let me just cut off a couple pieces because, you know, I'm not going to be able to do this taste test with just one bite. Look at that. Look at that. Okay? We're going to get that little bit of that au jus. All right, let's give it a try. There she is. Oh, man. Okay. So this cooked 3 hours and 15 minutes. A little longer than usual for me, but I cooked it at it was running 170 for the first hour. So, you know, real low temp so we can get some smoke on it. I do get a nice light smoke, not overpowering at all. Oh, and that rub is awesome. Just look at that. That is a beautiful piece of prime rib. It's got a very well balanced flavor just all the way around it. So that first hour it ran around 170. And then I turned it up to 250 for the second hour. I was still running a little bit long on time, so I turned it up to 300 for that last hour and 15 minutes. Of course, if you wanted this thing medium or medium well, you're going to have to keep cooking or cook at a higher temperature. Thanks so much for watching. You got any questions about the video, got any suggestions, I hope you leave a comment below. Have a great day.